fleek. On fleek. On fleek. On fleek. And y'all like to quiz. Because we talk about what you will for. We is here to talk about every week. Everybody gathered around. Everybody gathered around. Um, I only went deep on the first couple of episodes, and then after that, I was literally trying to do too much. I was trying to cook. I was literally trying to I was literally trying to cook and read at the same damn time. I was able to achieve everything. Then we ate. Me myself personally, I be trying to be done there. I be trying to do 8, then I'm be by 7, so we good. Okay. So I seen a commercial on YouTube, and I said, should I go? Let's see, I just did my tooth, my nail. I said, should I read it? It looks so good. Okay. So I went on over there and I investigated, and I did not bring what I needed to bring out here to make sure I didn't have to hold I didn't have to hold this device. Okay. Anyway, Sam wakes up, gets dressed, smells bacon. Okay. So basically, I'm gonna give y'all the basic, the Cliff Note version before we go into the extended version. Okay. So basically, the main characters have to be happy. Everybody has to be happy. Everybody has to be happy no matter what. The goal isn't to stay in this spot and be happy in this place, because that's what, if you pay attention, everybody try to make it seem like, ooh, the goal is no, 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 no. The goal is to be happy and prove your loyalty to the people so you get your kids back. Everybody then got their kids took. After reading all 25 chapters that's out now, I noticed that everybody got their kids took. It's not just it's not just the two people that I'm gonna be talking about right here. Everybody got their kids took, and everybody is boxing. Now I know y'all like, what's boxing? Okay, so when I say boxing, I'm talking about when you put aluminum foil all over the damn wall so the signal can't get in. It's the aluminum foil stops the signal from getting in, and I had already figured this out mid chapter 1. So those the girl was paying attention to all pictures that were showing. So I had already figured it out, but I did not know that being ill knew what the fuck was going on, and then knew that when he said he wanted to show her the trains, that he was literally talking about setting it up where they could be able to, okay, because like I said, right now they being watched 24 fucking 7. Even in their houses, they being watched. They have no privacy whatsoever. And and when their eye turn red, because they got this thing like, oh, say their eye turn red, and it's because they trying to control their emotions, and they trying to decide if they want to snap off, give emotions, or if they want to be dull and flat. Even though most of the time they choose to be dull and flat, because like I said, the whole point is to leave from where they are and go to where they get their kids. Everybody, everybody's trying to get their kids, not just the two main characters, which at the end of the day makes this all kind of petty. But being ill, they the petty, not ill, not B, but ill. L be petty. Eddie be petty. L be petty. She gonna be so petty throughout this. She gonna be super petty to the point that even when B telling her what he think on them, but then at the same time, B should have been checking his house, checking the doors, make sure the shit's locked, all of this, and he was not. Elijah, no, don't come out here. And first of all, I don't want to hear TV. I'm making a video. Okay, what? I ate my meat. Okay. You still got macaroni on your plate, but of course I'm gonna say because you said nasty, like I didn't let you taste it before it was done. But okay, whatever. So it's going down. Um, Charlie, he gonna end up, you know, I think he gonna be brought back because he got red status at this point right now. Um, being ill also on red status. Tom is dead. Let me see. And that's all that them all the characters that really matter. Let me make sure. Them all the characters that really matter. BL. That's Bob and Linda. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. And oh my goodness, we gotta go into depth about the and because it was starting to come to me that they couldn't because they was you could tell she was upset about something and he was like trying to hold it together, but she would tell she couldn't hold it together. And the dog, like it's so like they gotta be happy to the point that the dog dies and they can't even grieve the dog. Like they can't even act like they know the dog is dead because that's not being happy. And I'm just like, then they get a little kid who I'm like, if we don't see this kid again, I thought he was gonna be poisoned. But then they gave him the dog, and he ate the dog, and that low key made Maggie snap out. She like, what the fuck? Okay, so now let's start on a deep dive because I know y'all like twists. Go deep for me. So Charlie wakes up, gets dressed, smells bacon. Maggie is making breakfast, but she burns it because she was daydreaming. Charlie says, give it to the dog, but Maggie throws it in the trash. And when she throws it in the trash, she says that, oh, it's not good enough for his refined palate. That's what she says about the dog. Um, but even in this the very beginning, and Maggie looks depressed. Like she's in the kitchen, she's doing this daydreaming off thing. Like she just like she cooking a bacon, she paying good attention to it 1 minute, then boom, she not paying attention to it, and she just it's gone, up in smoke. So Charlie says I love you, and Maggie says why? Because I burnt your breakfast, and I'm like, yeah, you mad at him for something. That's all they gave me. When he said I love you, and she's like, why? Because I burnt your breakfast. I'm like, you mad at him about something, and now you just don't want to say I love you back. Y'all married. Of course, he's supposed to be able to love you. Charlie says she's sweet, and he doesn't deserve her. Maggie calls him sweet while getting ready to make him cereal. Still haven't said she loved him. It literally took her damn near a whole day to tell this man she loved him. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Does she blame him for something that happens? Y'all gotta get my little sad notes up in this shit. Maggie asks about the workday. Charlie complains about the boss. Maggie says, I thought you were gonna tell him off. Charlie says he has to play the game. Maggie asks if that's the best idea and makes a gambling joke. Basically, what she was telling him was that there was no way for him to win the game because the boss is the owner of the casino. So he could rig it for him to lose no matter what. That's what she was saying. And Sam has this thing where he don't want to deal. And when he okay, so basically like everyday life, everyday man, when they get confronted with emotions that they don't know what to do with, that's not happy, then they put this wall up and they just shut down. So that's what he does a lot. Like right here, like he basically shut down. Like I felt like if he had that mask on, he probably would have been looking at Shorty like I gotta be able to provide for you. Like you think I don't want to cut my boss out? Like you think I don't want to give my a boss a piece of his man? You really think I want to be playing this game? But he can't because like I said, he's not supposed to be having those emotions. He's just supposed to be happy. Everything is supposed to be fine. They're supposed to be not. There isn't supposed to be a problem. So he doesn't know how to answer. So they just stare at each other. Fanny Charlie says he's not a gambler and he never played the lottery. I'm not gonna stunt. The amount of slick talking done in this motherfucking comic, like everybody got a slick moment. Everybody from Linda, Bob, everybody, Charlie, everybody. That's just like everybody is like underlying shady. Like I get that you're supposed to be happy 24/7, but you gotta be shady too. Apparently, yes. Maggie says, I know, and gets up to wave to someone out the window. Maggie says, what a lovely day. Sam leaves. Maggie tells him to not, well, he's getting ready to leave, to get his lunch and gives him a kiss. Still ain't told him he loved her. Sam thanks her and tells her to have an awesome day. Maggie calls Sam and he says, yeah, hun. She's like, they're literally having this stare off. Like, he at the door, about to go out into the world. She like, baby, like, yeah, babe. And they just staring at each other. And he like, nah, you can't do that. We gotta forget. And she's just like, I don't know if I can do this. And I'm like, forget what? Shorty look like she deep crying under this mask at this point. And I know y'all like to queen, she got a mask on. How can you tell? You could just tell by the way they drew her. And she just standing there. It just looked like she's crying. And I just wanted to be like, oh my goodness, girl, tell me what happened. And I know you like to queen, so you being nosy. I was. So Maggie says, but, and Charlie yells, enough. And I know y'all like squeals. How you know he yelled? Trust me, he most definitely raised his voice because it was getting to his emotions at this point. So I say, okay, they stare at each other and Charlie says, see ya. She crying under there, man. She say, time to feed Wilson. Wilson is the dog. There is dog food in the bowl. She throws it away and replaces it with new food. She calls Wilson. It shows the dog in his bed by the couch. It was, I think it was the angle they showed the dog, like, and the fact that when she said his name, that it didn't move. It literally did not move. Like, I don't know, y'all, because it was a drawing. But if it was a live, I feel like if it was a live dog, then they would have had that scene where it peeked his head around the thing. And why was she never enters the living room? This is this one space in this house that they do not enter. Like she literally. All right, you see, this is my stuff right here. Say I'm standing at the edge of this, on the edge of the step, like I'm about to go into the, like I'm about to step onto my balcony, but I never actually step onto my balcony, right? That's what she do. Like she look in there, she call a dog, she see the dog, and then she go on about her day. But like I said, you gotta act like everything's fine. They being pinged, so they know what it is. They know if they in the house. They know if they happy. They know if they sad. They know all of this. So I'm like, is the dog dead? Cause I'm wondering. I'm a little nervous at this point. She says and goes back in the kitchen saying he must not be hungry. And I'm like, girl, what the hell smell? What that living room smell like? I think the dog dead, girl. I need y'all to bury it. And then it wasn't until later that I was like, oh, maybe you can't bury the dog because that might mean you might have to cry. She looks in her coffee cup. Okay, so every time she like looking and stuff, she see like a baby bear, reminding her of the baby that she ain't got, and woo, and it just makes her sad, which makes her cry. And as a mother, I could really understand how this would be, we would be fucking with her heartstrings, and how she wouldn't want to be happy all motherfucking day, because I wouldn't have been able to do it. Is your stuff going off? Yeah. Well, get on the computer, pause it, because I'm finna come in there and watch myself. I'm almost done. Okay. All right. Hi, people. All right. I'll be in the video for a little bit. For a little bit. Oh my goodness! She looks in her coffee cup. So she throws the cup on the floor, smashing it. She's like, yuck. Mommy. And calls to the dog to come clean it up. And I don't know. I'm not gonna stunt. When she calls to the dog to come clean up this broken coffee cup with the coffee, I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't think this would be healthy for the dog. Like, I think the dog would like get shards glass. I mean, cup. Now, where you going? You don't have no fucking shoes on. Bring yourself back up here. No, even if you have shoes on, you're not going down there to mess with them cats. So, well, she calling it. So she not even trying to clean it up. She's just like, oh my goodness, the dog is so lazy. And I'm like, I guess that would be a cope for while your living room is smelling like death do door, and your dog in there just being ate up by maggots and flies and shit. I guess so, girl. I guess so. I guess so. Let's just live let's put our man in the phrase where the dog's still alive. Because literally the motherfucker went to sleep and just didn't wake up. Okay. While she calling the dog lazy, the camera zooms in on the flies flying around the dead dog body. 1 point for me. Chapter 2. Maggie Gibb goes to the park. Now at this point, see, now I think the first 5 chapters I was really, like I said, I was really writing for y'all. No, you was not standing on that. You want to break it? No, it's not gonna break. How do you know? How do you know? No, you don't. Now get off of it before you get bad luck. I know. Maggie goes to the park. Did she lose a child? Sam calls her. She answers and says she at the park. Charlie probably was like, that's not a good idea. She's like, oh, I know. No, that's not it. I just like it here. And then he's like, what? And he probably was like, it makes you emotional, so why would you be there? Because I'm just saying that's what she said. Because after that, she said he right, and she apologized, and then she says I love you. That's a whole chapter later, but technically it's the same day. Okay? She says I love you and hangs up. The grocery store has cameras. All the food look the same. Like literally, like they have boxes of full chicken, tuna, pea. And then she's actually looking at the food. She just probably thinks to herself, "Oh, my life is so bland." You really don't see no kids, and it makes you wonder, where are the kids? So you wonder where the kids is. Don't worry, we'll get back to that. So she walking through the store, then she looking at the fish, and she see this fish can that it don't say fish. I mean, it's tuna. It's a can of tuna, but it's in Chinese, and that just throws her off. So then she done kneeled down, picked it up, and she looking at it like, damn, this don't fit into this equation. So then somebody asks her, what is that she holding in her hand? And let me just tell you, she jittery, she jumpy, she damn near wear her emotions on her sleeve. I'm just like, I'm gonna need you to get it together, because if they watching your every movement to make sure you happy, baby, I'm gonna need you to get it together, because all you giving me is sad and depressed. It's not it's not giving me a list of spirit here. She screams, but says, oh, hey, Charlie, you scared me. He apologized, and he asked her about the can she holding. Maggie says tuna and describes the tuna. This, once again, here we go with Shorty being too nervous. She's like, oh, it's tuna. Because she don't want him to see that it's different from the other cans on the show. So she didn't describe the tuna. She like, it's just regular tuna, a fish in a can. And I'm just like, girl, He says tuna, but it looks like, and before he could finish, she go ahead and cut him off. Don't worry, they're gonna be. It's a cut off comic book today. It's one of them days where we just cutting off each other all the time. Hey, no. Let me get in there. But don't worry, we're about to go crazy. She asks how had he been, because she hasn't seen him around the neighborhood lately. She asks, "Are you doing okay?" He repeats, "Okay." She starts to explain, but he cuts off saying he has to go, but have a nice day. He bought a cart full of aluminum foil. Um, going home and then I said he was going home to make a space to cry where no one can hear him. See, okay, so when you put up aluminum foil all around the room, it's supposed to stop like phone signals from getting in. Ain't nobody gonna be able to watch you. But at the same time, you can't really do this because, like I said, everybody is low-key being monitored. So this wouldn't be smart. But wait, we got some smart players up in this joint. Don't worry, we got some real smart players in this joint. Being Neil. Even though, Linda might make you feel some type of way, she's smart. She's smart. Okay? So back in Maggie's house, she takes the groceries in the house. The neighbors speak. Their names are Bob and Linda. They talk. Linda asks if they're free tomorrow because she wants them to come to dinner at her place. Maggie says sure and asks if she should bring something. Linda says no, just a healthy appetite. That's about it. Don't worry. Bob and Linda, they flirt, even though it is a little weird, and I'm probably sure it made Maggie feel uncomfortable because she's like, so I guess I'm allowed to go. Charlie pulls up. B and L say hey to him, and he says it back. Maggie says she saw him at the store. Bob yells across the street, Charlie, you saw Maggie at the store? And I'm just like, didn't she just tell you that? What did you need him to confirm it? This is this stuff like this that's gonna make you that made me mad. What? And stuff like that makes me mad. But whatever. Linda invites him to. Charlie says, "Yep," because he's keeping it simple. When everybody said hey, he said hey, and then but at the same time, it's the way Linda is looking at Charlie to know that Linda is about to snitch on Charlie to get to the good place. And I know you're like, Sequoia, you don't know that. I didn't know that. With the way she was looking at him, made me think that she was about to snitch. Now wait for it. She invites him to dinner. Charlie says no thank you. Linda asks him what he said. He says, and he literally says it loud, like, no thanks. Like, he's fed up. He don't got time to be trying to fake like he cool with y'all when he don't like y'all. Y'all not friends. Y'all not associates. Y'all like, I'm just saying. That's the look I was getting off the Charlie face. Are you serious, universe? Okay, we'll let that go by, I guess. Bob asks, well, what is he doing? No, so what you gonna be doing if you can't come over to my house to have dinner? And he say, oh, I'm gonna be messing with my train. Now, when you have trains and you think that he got some model trains in his basement and he ready to put it together and that's what he doing, but Linda say you could, hold on. Linda says don't be silly. You can't just play with your trains all night. But it's the way Linda is talking to Charlie. It's like she talking to Charlie like, I know your secret. You need to bring your ass to my house. Stop playing with me, Charlie. Okay? Bob says, we're not. So basically, this is not what he said. He was like, oh no, we're not taking no for an answer. He was like, but that's basically what he said in the day. He was like, look, we're not taking no for an answer because we want to bond with our neighbors. And then Bob says, or are you up to something? And Charlie like, you know what? I guess Oh, then one of Charlie's eyes turned red because he was getting mad. Then everybody's eye turned red because technically at this moment everybody is nervous about what Linda said because that's grounds them not good grounds to be walking on trying to accuse him of being up to something when he should be happy, loyal, and honest. Are you calling him a liar, Linda? Mm-hmm. Then they show the cameras. Because now, mind you, at this point, I'm still like, okay, they got cameras on some places, but maybe they ain't got cameras. No, they got cameras everywhere. There isn't nothing that isn't watching them. There isn't a moment where they're not being watched. There's cameras everywhere. Maggie stares at the camera. So that's where it leaves off on chapter 2. Maggie just staring at the camera. She stared at the camera. Then she went in the house. Chapter 3. Maggie was staring in the spaghetti sauce. Like she had the noodles boiling over here. She had the sauce right here, and she was staring at the sauce. And she was once again reminiscing about her child. Now at this point of the move, yeah, I was thinking, I'm not gonna stand and be like, ooh, I just knew. No, I was thinking that the kid was dead. Like the kid died, and she had never fully grieved the death of the child. That's what I was thinking. Um, she's staring at the salt. It pops on her face. Sam comes in and says he's home. Maggie asks about his day, and he asks about hers. His was great. Hers was all right. Maggie says dinner will be ready in 5. He says perfect. It says where is his little boy? He's asking about the dog. This is how you know there's cameras in the house, because there is no reason that once you go in the house you gotta still keep this act up like we super happy when we not even happy. But don't worry, Maggie about to be thug life. Like I don't know how far she gonna get, because Sam doesn't go in the living room. He literally goes and stands in the little thing and calls to the dog. Then he goes and tells Meg. Then he comes back into the kitchen, sees that it's still dog food in a dog bowl. Tells Maggie that Wilson seems off. And I'm like, he dead. He dead. What you mean he seems off? He seems a little off. He tells her she should take the dog to the vet. And I'm thinking, no, bury him. Bury the dog. Sam thinks so she says yes. Maggie's like, yeah, I'll take the dog to the vet tomorrow. That's what I'll do. He's like, okay, thank you. And she asks him to take the trash out before they eat. Sam says, no problem. He gets up, he walks to the cabinet, gets some rat poison out, takes it to the trash bag, and sprinkles it in the trash bag. And I was like, oh, we just not even thinking about the homeless folks out here. We just killing stuff. Animals, people. He says no. He put the rat poison in the trash bag, and then there is someone by the trash can, and I was thinking it was a person, but it was a kid. Sam asks who's there. It's a child with a beat up bear mask, asking for help. He asks for food, and if the trash bag had been poisoned. Sam standing there. He's stuck because I'm pretty sure he's shocked to see a kid. He just shocked to see a kid, because like before this, there were no kids. There were no kids. He tells him that he doesn't have to say anything and to just leave it like he put in the trash out. Sam stuck. Sam drops the garbage and runs in the house like this nigga saw a murderer. Like somebody pulled out a gun and was like, give me everything. And he's like, oh no. Slam. I was like, I was not liking Sam for a little bit. I was like, wait a minute, Sam, what you doing? So he goes in the house and Maggie asks him is he okay, and then he goes to talking about work. He literally does not say anything about the little boy. He just goes to talking about work. So then the little boy pop up at the window, and these windows is thin because the boy starts talking and he's not talking above a whisper, and they hear him. He says the little boy come to the window saying the bag smelled poison. He begs him to give him some scraps because he hasn't eaten in days and he doesn't want to die. Sam says here he doesn't want to die. They sit there, they staring at each other, and then out of the blue, he says, I think it's time for Winston to go for a walk. I think the dog wants to go outside. And the Maggie's like, you're sure? And he's like, I'm sure. He literally goes into the living room, picks up the dog, and like the dog is like degenerating to the point where it is literally blood on his hands. He goes He opens the door and he literally gives the dog to the little boy, and the little boy thanks him. And they go back and they see them sitting down at the table, and they sit at the table, and all you hear is, and all you see is munch, 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 which means that the little boy is out there eating the dead dog. Maggie literally gets up from the table, walks the fuck off. That's what that chapter ended. She was like, did we just feed this boy my dog? That's what her brain was at. So now it's finally the next day. You know, they're getting Bob setting up this. It sells Bob. He's setting it up for the dinner. He's listening to music and setting the table. Maggie looking at the whistling collar. She's sitting on the bench. They drew her underwear and her bra. She got a tattoo on her thigh. I think that's gonna be important later on. I don't know. Sam asks if she's ready, and she says almost, but doesn't move to get dressed. He asks if she saw the dress he picked because it matches his tie. She cut that bad boy up. She said, I don't wanna. I'm feeling some type of way. She cut it up and says he looks off. She's like, oh no, it was old fashioned. She puts on a red dress. I'm talking about a red dress showing some thigh. I'm talking about it's got a slit up her side. It's showing a nice boot cleavage. She's talking about looking for a way to show I'm in pain because my dog dead. Y'all like, oh, that's not why she put on that red dress. It's not supposed to be mourning. Remember, she's supposed to be happy. But wait, y'all say it's not, the red dress is not me mourning. Okay, come on, wait. Sam says it's just dinner with Bob and Linda. Cause he already know it's about to be some bullshit about this dress. Somebody gonna say something about this dress and he wanna take it off, but she ain't going. She said, can you zip up my dress? Why he doing it? She said, it's been a while, hasn't it? He literally puts his hand on the back of her back like he about to unzip that dress, but I don't think they can have sex. Because if they have sex, she might get pregnant and they might come and take the baby. Y'all like, wait, for real? So she say, but then he zipped the dress up. He changed his mind, zip up. Maggie say, yep, it's been a long time. Sam say her dress doesn't match his tie, and she say, get a new tie then. That's lit. It was written like she said it with an attitude, like, get a new tie then. Not changing my dress. So now we back at B&L house. They talk about the sunset. Linda asked Bob to watch the food while she freshen up. She asked Bob, are they sticking to the plan? And I'm like, what plan? Bob she say sure, nothing changed on his end. Linda says perfect. Bob and I said Bob and I think Maggie watched Charlie take out his trash because he put all the I guess yeah. She take out the trash. They take out the trash. It's the foil boxes, so not everybody know. I guess what he doing. Chapter 5. Bob and Sam joke around and Bob say, wait, really? Sam, okay, so what the joke is, it was about drinking too much because he was on, no, Bob said, was there a lot of traffic on your way over here? And Sam said, oh, not really, woo woo. And Sam thinks they're doing a bit, and then Bob is like, wait, really? And then Sam is like, oh, I thought we was just joking around because I live next door to you. And Bob is like, oh, I get it now. So then they go in the house. Bob tells Maggie she is stunning and asks to switch wives. Sam says this is my wife while putting his hand around Maggie. Bob says it gets cold in our house sometimes, but I think Linda has something you can use to cover up with. Maggie says she's fine. Yeah, I know what y'all think. So Queen said he just trying to come at Maggie's outfit, saying it was too revealing. after he low-key flirted with her? Yes, he did. He did. He did that. He did that damn thing. Maggie says she's fine. Bob asks Sam for help getting Maggie to cover up. Maggie look at Sam and say, go on, Sam. Try me. Sam say, Sam don't no smoke. Sam said, I think we good, but thanks. And then asked for the lady at the house. Linda walks in. They talk, and she asks about Wilson. Sam struggles to answer, and Maggie says, he got eaten. And that is why I knew she wore this red dress, because she was feeling some type of way about Sam giving her dog to that little boy to eat. Cause she in her fucking feelings right now. She is not going. Sam says what she meant was, but Linda says, I know what she meant. And then Linda says, he cute and you had to gobble him up. And that's where I'm like, so they just gotta be happy all the time. Okay, y'all know sadness. Alright. Okay, Sam says exactly. Linda says, you clean up nice, Sam. And Maggie, that dress is gorgeous. I wish I didn't care what I showed off. And Maggie not here for it. Maggie saying, Linda, did I ever tell you? Sam say, nah. I know she about to deliver one. Did she ever tell you that she's thirsty? She needs something to drink. Linda say, where have my manners? Can I get you something to drink? Can I get y'all something to drink? Maggie say, vodka. Sam say, no, we'll take two cups of that fresh, delicious water. Maggie not here for it. Maggie like, bitch, I'm ready to go. Linda says, come right up, and she gets ready. They in the living room. As she goes to the kitchen, Bob follows her, saying, oh, I'm gonna help her. So now this is how you know that they have a daughter, because he literally uses the motherfucking daughter, and I'm not even gonna say that shit made me. This motherfucking scene right here made me feel the type of way. Like, damn. Sam says, I know what happened with Wilson was hard, but we need to be strong for her. He says, he's like, I'm begging you to be strong for her. And I'm like, wait a minute. Did you just use your child to make your wife act happy? No, you didn't. He did. Okay, so I said they lost their daughter and they can't talk about her, but he thinks it's okay to use her to get her to fake being happy. Maggie says, okay, for her, and Sam thanks her. Chapter 6. They chit-chatting in the kitchen, talking about their jobs. I guess 1 through 6 is over here. Charlie ringing the doorbell. It's him. Now, before Charlie rang the doorbell, no, Charlie was there. Never say that. Bob says, you didn't have to dress up. Charlie says, I didn't. And Bob says, I was just joking. Charlie says, so Charlie goes in, and Linda asks him if he wants something to drink. He says, water be fine. Sam asks for another water. Maggie and Charlie say hey to each other. And then they just sit around and they talk about their jobs. And we found out that Bob is an incinerator. I guess he said some shit on fire. I don't know what. And the way they showed everybody just looking at him, I felt like he was working with dead bodies. I don't know. Then it's ready to Charlie. So I'm trying to figure out, did Charlie wife die? Because that's the way it's looking. Like, you're getting these sad vibes off of Charlie. Like, you're getting these sad vibes off of Charlie. You're not getting happy vibes. You're not getting everything's okay. You're not getting everything's fine off of him. And Linda is watching him. She's watching Charlie. I don't know why at this point. Maggie lying and say she's happy. Charlie isn't eating. Linda and Bob are thinking about move. So Linda and Bob finally bring up the reason why they invited everybody over here. I'm sorry that my camera is looking janky as hell right now. Linda brings up the reason why they brought everybody over here. They want to move to Lakeview. This is the end goal. The end goal is to move to Lakeview. But in order to, somebody says, really, Bob says himself, you know how you get there. Sam says a little. They want good people. Linda says good people that are honest, friendly, and loyal. Bob says we all know how to show that we're good and loyal, right? Charlie says yeah, we know. So they asking them for help. So then Linda says can so no. So what Linda gives an example. Say the neighbor down the street decides to go through their trash because she thinks they're not honest and loyal, and they call the police on them, and they in charge of like, oh, you need us to back up and say you're good and honest, and she's like something like that, and he's like, oh, and everyone's like, okay. So that's where that ends. That ends in chapter 7 with her asking for help getting into Lakeview. So chapter 7, Charlie invited Maggie over to see the to no. So chapter 7, Maggie gets up, she goes to the bathroom. Charlie comes and he asks her to come see the trains, and then he asks her to step into the bathroom. They step into the bathroom. Charlie tells Linda not to bring her husband. Now, why is she telling him this? Tells Maggie not to bring her husband. Why she doing this? Linda is spying on them. Spying. She tweaking. She treats. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. Linda is spying on them. I'm actually gonna leave this right here. Well, Linda's being a little spy, and I might finish it a little later, or I might come back later, early. So yeah, so we're gonna end it with Charlie inviting Maggie over to his house to see the train, and Linda spying on them, and it's about to go down. Okay. And it's your girl, Taquise Jones, aka Pretty Petty Taquise, aka Blackout T, aka why am I always saying my name? I don't know why I am that, but I do.